Welcome to How to Be More Articulate and Speak Clearly with Confidence, written and published by ReadFlow Audiobook. If you are here, it's because you understand something powerful. Your words matter. The way you express yourself shapes how people see you, how much influence you carry, and even the opportunities that come your way. In every interaction, whether in a job interview, a business pitch, a social gathering, or even a simple conversation, your ability to communicate clearly and confidently is the bridge between your ideas and the world's recognition of your potential. Yet many of us struggle with articulation. Perhaps you've had moments where you knew exactly what you wanted to say, but the words didn't come out right. Maybe you found yourself speaking too fast, mumbling or using filler words like and only to regret later how you came across. Or maybe you've held back in silence, afraid of sounding unclear, unsure, or unconvincing. The truth is this: being articulate is not about sounding perfect or using big, complicated words. It's about expressing your thoughts with clarity, confidence, and purpose. It's about making your words resonate so that others not only hear you but truly understand and remember you. This audiobook is your guide to mastering that skill. Together we will explore practical strategies to improve your speech, strengthen your voice, and train your mind to communicate with calm authority. You'll learn how to replace hesitation with certainty, confusion with clarity, and insecurity with confidence. Most importantly, this is not just theory, it's a practical journey. Each chapter will give you tools you can use immediately, exercises to sharpen your voice, techniques to eliminate filler words, strategies to slow down your pace, and habits that will make clear communication your natural state. By the time you reach the final chapter, you will not only speak more clearly, you'll carry yourself differently, your words will have weight, your presence will command respect, and your message will leave a lasting impact. So take a deep breath, relax, and let's begin this journey together. From this moment forward, you are not just learning to speak, you are learning to lead with your words. Chapter 1: The Power of Clear Communication. Imagine this: you're in a room full of people. You have an idea, one that could change the direction of the discussion, or even open doors of opportunity. You feel the excitement in your chest. You know you have something valuable to say, but when you finally speak, your words don't land. Maybe you spoke too quickly, maybe you weren't clear enough, maybe your tone was flat, or your message got lost in nervousness. And just like that, your idea disappears into the air, unheard and forgotten. We've all been there, and this is where we must begin, understanding the true power of communication. Clear communication is not just about the words you speak, it's about how you shape those words so that they carry meaning, emotion, and authority. Words are more than sounds, they are signals, and people don't just listen to what you say, they feel how you say it. Think about the leaders, speakers, or mentors who have left a lasting impression on you. They may not have had the fanciest vocabulary, but they spoke with a kind of clarity that made you lean in. Their words felt intentional, easy to follow, and memorable. That is articulation in action. Why clarity matters more than complexity. A common mistake many people make is thinking that sounding intelligent requires big words or long, complicated sentences. The truth: complexity often creates distance. Clarity creates connection. When you speak in a way that is simple, structured, and direct, your listener can focus on your message instead of trying to decode your words. And when people don't have to struggle to understand you, they trust you more. They see you as confident, competent, and reliable. Here's a rule to remember: if your audience can repeat your main point back to you in their own words, you've been articulate. The 3 pillars of clear communication. To be articulate and speak with confidence, you need to master 3 essential pillars. Clarity of thought. You cannot communicate clearly if your mind is cluttered. Before you speak, ask yourself, what is the one thing I want to say? Organize your thoughts. Clarity begins in the mind before it shows up in the mouth. Clarity of expression. This is about delivery. Use simple words, short, structured sentences. Avoid filler words that dilute your message. Like you. Speak at a pace that allows your listener to absorb your message. Clarity of presence. Communication isn't only verbal, it's also physical. Your tone, posture, facial expressions, and even your pauses shape the way people interpret your words. When your body language and voice align with your words, you come across as authentic and confident. Actionable exercise, the one-sentence rule. To begin strengthening your articulation, practice this. Every day, pick a thought, an idea or a lesson you've learned. Summarize it into one clear, simple sentence. Speak it out loud. Repeat it until it flows smoothly. For example, instead of saying, "I think maybe we should try doing it differently," like maybe another way because the current method isn't really working so well, say, "We need a new approach because the current one isn't working." This one-sentence exercise trains your brain to strip away clutter and focus on clarity. Your words as currency. Think of your words as currency. Each time you speak, you are either investing wisely or wasting what you have. The clearer your words, the more valuable they become. And just like with money, the more value you create with your words, the greater your influence and the stronger your results. Key takeaway: being articulate isn't about perfection, it's about connection. The more clearly you can express your ideas, the more people will listen, respect, and remember you. And that's where transformation begins, by realizing that communication isn't just about talking, it's about creating impact. Chapter 2: Building confidence in your voice. Articulation and clarity are powerful, but without confidence your words lose weight. You could be saying something brilliant, yet if your voice trembles, your tone is weak, or you shrink into hesitation, people won't believe in your message, even if it's true. Confidence in communication isn't about arrogance or being the loudest person in the room. It's about speaking with a calm, grounded authority that makes people want to listen. When you project confidence, your audience feels safe to trust your words. The psychology of confidence in speech. Why do some people speak with power while others hesitate? The difference lies in how we view ourselves in the moment. When you speak from insecurity, your body and voice reveal it. You hesitate. You second-guess yourself. You fill gaps with ums and likes, because silence feels unsafe. But when you speak from confidence, everything changes. Your tone steadies. Your sentences flow. Your body language opens up. People feel your certainty, and they begin to lean in. Here's the truth. Confidence is not something you wait for, it's something you build. Practical foundations of a confident voice. Breath control. The root of a steady voice. Most people don't realize that confidence begins with breathing. Shallow breathing creates shaky speech. Deep, controlled breathing creates steady rhythm. Try this exercise. Before an important conversation or presentation, inhale slowly for 4 seconds. Hold for 4 seconds. And exhale for 6-8 seconds. This calms your nerves and strengthens your vocal control. Volume and tone. Owning the space. Speaking too softly signals insecurity, while shouting signals desperation. Confidence lives in the middle. Strong, firm, and clear. Practice reading aloud at a level that feels slightly louder than normal conversation. This not only trains your vocal cords, but also helps you own the space you're in. Pacing. The power of pausing. Nervous speakers rush. Confident speakers pace themselves. Silence, when used intentionally, is powerful. A pause gives weight to your words and gives your audience time to process. Try this. Record yourself speaking for 2 minutes. Notice if you rush, then redo it, consciously inserting short pauses after each key phrase. You'll instantly sound more composed. Posture. The silent confidence booster. The way you carry yourself affects how your voice projects. Sit or stand tall, shoulders back, chin level. A strong posture opens your lungs, projects authority, and tells your audience even before you speak that you are worth listening to. The inner dialogue that shapes your outer voice. Here's something most people overlook. Your voice is a reflection of your inner thoughts. If your mind is filled with doubt, what if I sound stupid? What if they judge me? Your voice will betray you. To reverse this, you must practice reframing your inner dialogue. Replace "I hope I don't mess up" with "I have something valuable to share." Replace "I'm nervous" with "I'm excited to contribute." Your audience cannot hear your thoughts, but they will hear the results of your thoughts through your tone and delivery. Actionable exercise. The power pose and vocal warm-up. Stand tall with your feet shoulder-width apart. Hands on hips for 2 minutes. This power pose signals confidence to your brain. Then practice a short vocal warm-up. Hum for 30 seconds. Say the vowels A, E, I, O, U slowly and clearly. Then recite a sentence like, "Every word I speak carries power and clarity." This routine grounds your body, warms your voice, and primes your mind for confident speech. Confidence is built, not born. Nobody is born a confident speaker. Confidence is like a muscle. It grows with practice. Each time you use your voice, you are training it. Each time you choose to speak, you strengthen your ability. And here's the key. The more you practice speaking with clarity and confidence, the more natural it becomes. One day you'll notice you're not trying to sound confident anymore. You simply are. Key takeaway: confidence isn't about being perfect. It's about being authentic and certain in your delivery. When you own your voice, people will listen, not because they have to, but because they want. Chapter 3: Mastering the Art of Clarity. Confidence without clarity is like a powerful engine with no steering wheel. You may speak with energy and conviction, but if your message is muddled, your audience will walk away confused. True articulation is not just about sounding confident, it's about being understood. When you master clarity, your words carry weight. People don't just hear you, they get you. And when they understand, they remember. Why clarity matters more than you think. We live in a world of noise, constant notifications, endless content, and short attention spans. If your speech is cluttered, filled with tangents, or packed with unnecessary jargon, you'll lose your audience within seconds. Clarity is about making your message simple, sharp, and unforgettable. The clearer you speak, the more powerful you sound, even if you're saying less. Think of the greatest speakers in history. They didn't use overly complex words or long-winded explanations. They used simple, direct language that cut straight to the heart. The 3 pillars of clear communication: simplicity. Strip away the unnecessary. The best communicators don't try to impress. They try to connect. Remove filler words, complex jargon, and unnecessary details. Instead of saying, "At the end of the day, what I'm essentially trying to communicate here is," say, "My point is," simplicity makes your message easier to process and harder to forget. Structure. Guide your audience step by step. A clear message has a beginning, middle, and end. Confused speakers jump from one idea to another, leaving listeners lost. Confident communicators guide their audience like a tour guide leading them through a city. Use this formula. State your point. Explain. Give an example. Restate simply. Precision. Choose words that cut through. Every word you use should earn its place. Replace vague words with concrete ones. Instead of "This might sort of help in some ways," say, "This will strengthen your ability to stay focused." Precision doesn't mean using big words. It means choosing the right words. Practical tools to sharpen clarity. Record and review. Speak on any topic for 3 minutes. Play it back. Highlight where you rambled or repeated yourself. Rewrite that section in one clear sentence. The 10-second rule. Could your main point be explained in 10 seconds? If not, you're probably overcomplicating it. Teach it simply. Imagine explaining your idea to a child or a complete beginner. If you can't simplify it, you don't understand it deeply enough. Body language and clarity. Clarity isn't just verbal, it's physical. Your gestures, facial expressions, and posture all shape how well people understand you. If your words say one thing but your body says another, clarity is lost. Action step. Practice speaking in front of a mirror or camera. Ensure your gestures support, not distract from your message. A steady hand movement, an open palm, or a confident nod all add clarity to your point. The hidden enemy of clarity. Overthinking. One reason people struggle with clarity is because they're too busy thinking while they're talking. Their mind races ahead, crafting the next sentence, worrying about mistakes or anticipating judgment. This inner chaos creates outer confusion. The solution: presence. When you speak, slow down. Focus on the thought you are expressing right now, not the next one. Let your ideas flow naturally, one step at a time. Actionable clarity drill. The 1-sentence challenge. Take a complex idea like productivity, leadership, or success, and force yourself to explain it in one single sentence. This sharpens your ability to distill ideas into their purest form. Example: complex explanation. Productivity is about organizing your time, managing your energy, setting goals, and making sure you balance tasks effectively without burning out. One sentence can do more than 10 if it's clear. Key takeaway: confidence may capture attention, but clarity keeps it. If people don't understand your words, they cannot act on them. Speak simply, speak precisely, speak with structure. When your words are clear, your message lives beyond the moment. It sticks in minds and hearts. Chapter 4. The Power of Tone and Pace. Words alone are never enough. You can have the sharpest message, the most articulate sentence, but if your tone and pace betray nervousness, boredom, or uncertainty, your message will fall flat. How you say it is just as important as what you say. Tone and pace are the music of your speech. They give life, rhythm, and energy to your words. Master them, and your audience won't just hear you, they'll feel you. Why tone shapes perception. Think of two people saying the same sentence. Audience. Speaker A, in a flat, rushed tone: "I believe in this project." Speaker B, with warmth and conviction: "I believe in this project." The words are identical, but the impact is worlds apart. The second speaker inspires trust, confidence, and energy, all through tone. Tone communicates emotions more powerfully than words. It reveals whether you're passionate, uncertain, or disengaged. When your tone aligns with your message, you gain credibility. When it doesn't, you create doubt. Key lesson: if your tone doesn't match your words, your audience will believe your tone. Pace. The hidden weapon of great speakers. Most people rush when they're nervous, filling the silence with speed. Others drag their words too slowly, losing energy and interest. But pace, when controlled, becomes a weapon. Fast pace. Energy, excitement, urgency. Slow pace. Authority, importance, and gravity. Pauses is power. They allow your audience to breathe, absorb, and anticipate what comes next. The most influential speakers are not those who talk the most, but those who know when to pause. Think of pauses as punctuation in speech. Without them, everything blurs together. With them, your message hits harder. Practical tone and pace training. The mirror drill. Record yourself reading the same paragraph 3 different ways. Passionate, calm, and authoritative. Notice how your tone reshapes the meaning. The pause game. Practice speaking on any topic. Every time you feel the urge to rush, insert a pause. Silence may feel uncomfortable at first, but to your audience it feels powerful. Breathing for control. Shallow breathing makes you speak too fast. Deep breathing anchors your voice, slows your pace, and gives authority. Before you speak, take one deep, calm breath. Vary the rhythm. Flat tone and uniform speed create boredom. Add variation, slow down for key points. Speed up for passion. Pause for emphasis. It's this rhythm that keeps people engaged. Tone in everyday situations. Job interview. Speak slower than usual with a steady, confident tone. This conveys control. Public speaking. Use variety. Start with energy. Slow down for important lessons. Pause to let ideas sink in. One-on-one conversations. Match the other person's energy, then gently guide the tone toward clarity and confidence. Avoiding tone traps. Solution. Mark in your notes where to raise energy, where to soften, and where to pause. The nervous rattle. Rushing through sentences because of fear. Solution. Practice intentional pauses, even just 2 seconds of silence. Build strength. The overcompensator. Speaking too loudly or dramatically to appear confident. Solution. Confidence comes from calm control, not forced exaggeration. Action step. The story test. Pick a short story or memory and tell it out loud twice. First, Speak in a flat tone and constant pace. Then tell the same story with energy shifts, pauses and tonal variety. Record both versions. Compare. You'll see instantly why tone and pace transform your message. Key takeaway. Clarity gives your words structure, but tone and pace breathe life into them. The right tone conveys passion. The right pace conveys control. Pauses demand respect. When you master this balance, your audience doesn't just hear your message, they feel its truth. Chapter 5. Body language. The silent language of confidence. When it comes to communication, words are only a fraction of the message. Research shows that over half of how people interpret your meaning comes from non-verbal signals. Your posture, gestures, and expressions. You can speak the most articulate words in the world, but if your body says, "I'm nervous, unsure, or small," your words will lose their power. Body language is your silent amplifier. It's what makes people believe you before you even open your mouth. Why body language shapes influence. Think of walking into a room. Your shoulders are hunched, eyes darting downward, arms tucked close. Even before you speak, people register nervousness. Contrast this with walking in upright, head lifted, eyes forward, arms relaxed. Immediately you project confidence, authority, and certainty. Key lesson. People read your body before they hear your voice. The pillars of powerful body language. Posture. The foundation of presence. Stand tall, shoulders back, spine aligned. This posture communicates confidence and readiness. Sitting. Avoid collapsing into the chair. Sit upright with both feet grounded. Exercise. Stand in front of a mirror. Drop your shoulders. Lift your chin slightly. Expand your chest. Hold this posture for 2 minutes. Notice how it instantly shifts your mindset. Eye contact. The gateway to connection. Avoid darting eyes or staring at the floor. Instead, hold steady, natural eye contact. In a group, scan across your audience rather than locking onto one person. Practice. During conversations, aim for 60–70% eye contact. Enough to show attentiveness, not so much that it feels forced. Gestures. Amplify, don't distract. Use open, intentional gestures. Hands visible, not hidden in pockets or crossed. Avoid repetitive or nervous gestures like tapping, fidgeting, or wringing hands. Pro tip, keep gestures aligned with your message. A spread of the hands for openness, a firm hand movement for emphasis, a nod for agreement. Facial expressions, your emotional echo. Echo, your face should reflect the emotion of your words. A smile when greeting, seriousness for gravity, enthusiasm for passion. Be aware of resting expressions. Sometimes a neutral face may look disengaged or even unfriendly. Exercise, record yourself speaking, then play back with the sound off. What emotions does your face communicate? The confidence walk. How you enter a room is the first speech you give without words. Practice this. Echo, head up, shoulders back. Walk at a steady, deliberate pace. Offer a relaxed but firm handshake if appropriate. This signals, I belong here, I am grounded, I am present. Echo. Body language in everyday context. Job interviews. Enter with confidence, sit upright, maintain steady eye contact, and avoid fidgeting. Presentations. Use broad gestures, move purposefully, not aimlessly, and pause with confidence. Conversations. Mirror the other person's positive body language to build rapport and trust. The power of stillness. Confidence is not in constant motion. Nervous speakers fidget, shuffle, or sway. Confident speakers know when to be still. A strong stance, feet shoulder width apart, body rooted, radiates authority. Remember, movement should emphasize, not distract. Common body language mistakes to avoid. Crossed arms signals defensiveness or closed energy. Slouching projects lack of confidence. Avoiding eye contact conveys uncertainty or dishonesty. Overgesturing distracts from your message. Hiding hands makes you seem secretive or insecure. Action step. The silent rehearsal. Next time you prepare for a presentation, rehearse it twice, with your words, without words, only body language. This second rehearsal forces you to communicate presence, conviction, and energy without relying on speech. When combined, your spoken words and body language will become a unified, powerful force. Key takeaway: words are the skeleton of communication, but body language is the flesh and soul. Master your posture, gestures, expressions, and stillness, and you will project confidence before your first word is spoken. When body and voice align, you don't just speak clearly, you command the room. Chapter 6. Mastering Tone and Pace. The music of your voice. Words may carry meaning, but tone and pace carry emotion. Think of your voice as an instrument. It can inspire, reassure, energize, or even bore. Two people can say the exact same sentence, yet one captivates the room while the other fades into the background. The difference lies in how they say it, not just what they say. Your tone and pace shape the listener's emotional experience. Master them, and you transform your speech into something unforgettable. Why tone and pace matter more than you think. Imagine someone saying, "I believe in you," with flat tone and rushed delivery. The same words sound hollow, meaningless. The lesson: the delivery of your words creates more impact than the words themselves. The 4 dimensions of vocal power. Pitch, the emotional layer. Low, steady pitch communicates confidence and authority. Varied pitch conveys excitement, curiosity, and emotional richness. A monotone voice drains energy from even the best message. Exercise: record yourself reading a passage twice, once in a monotone, once with intentional variation in pitch. Notice the energy shift. Volume, the command of presence. Speaking too softly signals uncertainty or lack of conviction. Shouting feels aggressive. The key is dynamic volume. Soften your voice to draw people in, then raise it to emphasize key points. Pro tip: think of your voice like waves, rising and falling naturally, to keep attention alive. Pace, the rhythm of engagement. Rushing suggests nervousness or desperation to finish. Speaking too slowly can bore or frustrate listeners. Effective communicators control the rhythm. They speed up to inject energy, then slow down to let ideas sink in. Practice: take a paragraph of text. Read it aloud 3 times, fast, slow, then at a varied, deliberate pace. Notice which one holds attention. Pauses, the silent power. Pauses give weight to your words. They allow listeners to digest, reflect, and anticipate what's next. Fear of silence makes many speakers rush. Confidence embraces it. Pause after a key idea to let it land. Silence is not your enemy, it's your ally. Practical strategies to master tone and pace. Record and review. Listening to yourself is uncomfortable but essential. What you hear may surprise you and guide your improvement. Mirror powerful speakers. Notice how great leaders, storytellers, or audiobook narrators vary their tone and pacing. Don't mimic, adapt their techniques to your own natural voice. Anchor with emotion. Before speaking, identify the emotion you want to convey: confidence, empathy, urgency, or inspiration. Then let your tone reflect that emotion. Practice controlled breathing. Breath is the foundation of vocal control. Deep, steady breathing fuels stronger projection, smoother pacing, and fewer filler words. Voice in different contexts. Presentations. Start with a strong, clear tone. Use deliberate pacing with pauses for impact. One-on-one conversations. Soften your tone for intimacy, lean into pauses, and keep your pace conversational. Persuasive speaking. Use rising tones for energy, slow, deliberate speech for authority, and strategic pauses to emphasize key points. The confidence of vocal presence. When your tone and pace are mastered, your voice becomes magnetic. People lean in to listen, not because of the information alone, but because your delivery makes it impossible to ignore. Remember, people don't just want to understand your words, they want to feel them. Action step: the vocal workout. Pick a passage of your favorite speech, book, or script. Read it aloud 3 times. First with exaggerated pitch variety, second with deliberate pauses, third with controlled volume shifts. Blend all 3 in a natural delivery. Do this daily for a week. You'll feel your vocal presence strengthening and others will too. Key takeaway: your voice is more than sound. It's music that shapes emotion. When you master tone, pace, pauses and pitch, you move beyond speaking words. You begin to perform them, and in that performance lies your true power to inspire, persuade and connect. Chapter 7: The Power of Storytelling. Make your words unforgettable. Facts inform. Stories transform. You may deliver the sharpest argument or the most logical explanation, but logic alone rarely moves people. What captures hearts and lingers in memory is the story. Storytelling is not just a communication tool, it is the very language of human connection. Since ancient times, humans have sat around fires, passing wisdom not through charts and data, but through stories of triumph, failure, courage, and hope. If you want your words to stick, you must learn to tell stories that breathe life into your message. Why stories matter. Emotion over information. People don't remember bullet points, they remember how you made them feel. Connection over perfection. A good story breaks down walls and builds trust. Vision over explanation. A story lets people see what you mean rather than just hear it. Think of the last time you were moved by a TED Talk. Chances are it wasn't because of the data, but because of the personal story woven into it. The three core ingredients of a powerful story. Relatability. Listeners must see themselves in the story. It could be a struggle, a dream, or a doubt they've felt before. Example: I remember freezing during my first public speech. My palms were sweaty, my voice shaky. I wanted to disappear. Instantly relatable. Conflict and tension. Every great story has a challenge. Without it, there's no reason to keep listening. Ask what obstacle needed to be overcome. What stakes were involved. Resolution and transformation. Show how the character, often yourself, grew, learned or changed. The listener leaves with hope, inspiration or clarity. The ARC formula for storytelling. Attention. Start with a hook, a surprising detail, a question or an emotional moment. I nearly walked out of that room, convinced I wasn't cut out for this. Relatability. Show common ground with the audience. We've all had those moments where fear grabs us by the throat. Change. End with a powerful shift, an insight, a win, or a lesson learned. And that's when I realized the fear wasn't the enemy. It was the teacher. Practical storytelling techniques. Use sensory language. Don't just say, I was nervous. Say, my hands shook so badly the paper crinkled in my grip. This pulls listeners into the experience. Keep it simple. A story doesn't need to be long, just vivid and purposeful. Build suspense. Delay the resolution to keep attention alive. Personalize it. Your own experiences are gold. They make your words authentic and unique. Storytelling in different settings. In presentations, open with a story before diving into data. It primes the audience to care. In conversations, use short anecdotes to illustrate points rather than abstract explanations. In leadership, share personal struggles to inspire your team and show vulnerability as strength. Action step. Your 3-minute story. Break it into the ARC structure. Attention. Relatability. Change. Practice telling it aloud in under 3 minutes. Notice how it feels and how others respond. Do this weekly, and your storytelling muscles will grow stronger and sharper. Key takeaway. Stories are the bridge between information and emotion. When you learn to tell them well, your words don't just inform, they inspire. They don't just speak, they stick. Chapter 8. Body language and nonverbal power. Words are powerful, but here's the truth. Your audience often makes up their mind about you before you even say a single word. Studies show that over 70% of communication is nonverbal. Your posture, gestures, eye contact, and even your silence speak volumes. If you want to be more articulate and speak with confidence, you must master not only your words, but also the silent language of the body. Why nonverbal communication matters. Influence. Leaders, speakers, and persuaders all know this truth. Confidence is felt, not just heard. Imagine someone saying, "I'm confident," while slouching, avoiding eye contact and fidgeting. The words crumble because the body betrays them. The 5 pillars of powerful body language. Posture. Own your space. Stand tall, shoulders back. Chin up, not stiff but grounded and open. When seated, avoid crossing arms defensively. Sit upright with presence. Tip. Pretend there's a string pulling the top of your head upward. Instantly you look taller, more centered, more confident. Eye contact. Speak through your eyes. Don't stare. Use the 3-second rule. Hold contact for 2-3 seconds, then naturally glance elsewhere. In group settings, shift your gaze to engage everyone, not just one person. Gestures. Amplify. Don't distract. Use open hand gestures to emphasize points. Avoid fidgeting, tapping, or over-gesturing. It dilutes authority. Pro tip. Keep your gestures above the waist, below the shoulders. This power zone makes you look dynamic without being overwhelming. Facial expressions. Let emotion show. A genuine smile can disarm tension and invite connection. Show expressions that match your words. Don't deliver passionate ideas with a blank face. Practice in a mirror. It may feel odd, but it sharpens awareness of what your audience sees. Presence. Stillness speaks. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is pause and be still. Silence, held with confidence, commands attention more than rushed words ever could. The mirror effect. Aligning words with body. When words and body align, the impact is magnetic. This alignment is what makes someone appear authentic, trustworthy, and compelling. Saying "I believe in this" while leaning forward. Steady eye contact and an open stance, a conviction. Saying the same phrase while slouched, mumbling, or avoiding eyes. Doubt. People don't just hear you, they feel you. Body language pitfalls to avoid. Crossing arms or legs defensively signals resistance. Looking down too much shows insecurity. Overusing filler gestures, like pointing or waving excessively, distracts and weakens your message. Fidgeting undermines authority instantly. Action step. Daily body language drill. Record yourself. Give a 2-minute talk on any topic. Watch without sound. Do you look confident, engaged, or nervous? Posture reset. Throughout the day, pause and roll shoulders back. Open your chest and breathe deeply. Eye contact practice. In conversations, consciously hold eye contact for a few seconds longer than usual. Notice how connection deepens. Gesture awareness. Practice emphasizing 3 key points with deliberate open gestures. Do these drills daily, and your presence will shift before your words even leave your mouth. Key takeaway: your body is always speaking. Make sure it's saying what you intend. Master posture, eye contact, gestures, expressions, and presence, and you'll communicate confidence without needing to say a word. Chapter 9. The Art of Listening. How to speak less but say more. One of the greatest ironies of communication is this: the people who speak most effectively are often those who listen the best. True articulation isn't just about delivering words clearly, it's about creating connection. And connection happens when you make others feel heard, understood, and valued. If you want to speak with influence, you must master the art of listening. Why listening is power. Influence. People naturally trust and respect those who make them feel understood. Clarity. By listening fully, you respond with precision instead of guessing or rambling. Authority. Great leaders don't just talk, they listen deeply, then speak with impact. Think of it this way: words without listening are like throwing darts in the dark. You might hit something, but it won't be intentional. Listening turns the lights on. Levels of listening. Passive listening. You hear the words but don't engage. Example: nodding along in a conversation while thinking about your to-do list. Active listening. You focus on the speaker, show interest, and give signals like nodding or brief affirmations. I see, go on. It builds trust and shows respect. Empathic listening. You go beyond the words to understand emotion, intention, and unspoken meaning. Example: Hearing "I'm fine" but recognizing from tone and body language that the person is not fine. Most people stop at active listening. But if you want to be truly articulate and magnetic, develop empathic listening. It allows you to respond in ways that deeply resonate. The golden ratio of speaking versus listening. A simple rule: listen 70. By listening more than you speak, you gather information, build stronger relationships, and when you finally speak, your words carry weight. Practical techniques to become a master listener. This signals you actually processed their words instead of rushing to reply. Reflect and clarify. Paraphrase what you heard. So what you're saying is, ask open-ended questions. Instead of yes, no, ask, how did that make you feel? Or what do you think would work best? This keeps the conversation flowing and invites depth. Silence as a tool. Don't rush to fill every silence. Often people reveal their truists in the pause. And the pause. Body language while listening. Lean slightly forward, nod occasionally, and maintain eye contact. Your body should say, I'm here with you. The listening-speaking connection. Here's the magic. When you listen deeply, your responses become sharper, more relevant, and more impactful. Instead of repeating cliches, you'll say what matters. Instead of dominating conversations, you'll guide them. Instead of struggling to be heard, people will lean in when you speak, because they know you've been listening. Action step: daily listening drill. In your next conversation, consciously apply the 70-30 rule. Practice the pause technique. Wait before you reply. Reflect one point the other person made before adding your own. Journal. After conversations, ask yourself, what did I truly hear? What was left unsaid? Key takeaway: listening is not silence, it's power. By listening deeply, you transform your words from noise into influence. Speak less, but when you do, your message will land with clarity, confidence, and conviction. Chapter 10. The Confident Speaker's Mindset. Conclusion and Transformation. We've journeyed together through the layers of articulation, clear speech, confident delivery, body language, emotional intelligence, and the art of listening. But the final step is not just about technique, it's about mindset. Because without the right mindset, the best tools will sit unused. Being articulate is not just about what you say, it's about who you are when you say it. The inner foundation of a confident speaker. État. Self-belief over perfection. People often wait until they feel ready before speaking up. But the truth is, perfection doesn't create confidence. Action does. Confidence is built like a muscle, one rep at a time, one conversation at a time. Purpose over fear. Nervousness will never disappear entirely. But when your purpose is bigger than your fear, you speak anyway. Ask yourself, why does my voice matter? Who could benefit from hearing me today? Presence over performance. État. Don't focus on performing every line perfectly. Focus on being fully present with the people in front of you. When you connect, your words flow more naturally, and your impact grows. Breaking the chains of self-doubt. Many people hold themselves back because of past failures, criticism, or the fear of judgment. But here's a truth worth holding on to. People are not focused on you as much as you think. They are focused on themselves. That's liberating. It means you don't need to be flawless. You just need to be authentic, clear, and grounded in your message. The transformational shift. The journey to being articulate isn't about learning a new mask to wear. It's about uncovering and amplifying the best version of yourself. When you embrace this, you stop hesitating, you stop shrinking, you stop overthinking. Instead, you step forward with clarity, confidence, and calm authority. Practical closing framework. The 3 C's of lasting articulation. Organize your thoughts. Cut the fluff. Confidence. Own your voice. Don't whisper your presence into the world. Speak it with conviction. Connection. Remember, it's not just about delivering words. It's about making people feel understood. Write these 3 words: clarity, confidence, connection, on a sticky note, your journal, or your phone. Let them guide every conversation. Daily closing exercise. The 2-minute power talk. Every day, Pick one topic, your goals, an idea or a recent lesson. Stand tall, breathe deeply, and speak about it for 2 minutes, with clarity and conviction. Record yourself, watch it back not to criticize, but to notice growth. Over weeks and months, you'll witness yourself transform into a confident, articulate communicator. The final word: if there is one truth to carry from this audiobook, let it be this: your voice is not just sound, it's power. Power to inspire, to lead, to persuade, and to connect. And the world doesn't need another perfect speaker. It needs you, speaking with authenticity, clarity, and confidence. So don't wait. Don't silence yourself. Don't hide behind fear or hesitation. From this day forward, speak with purpose, listen deeply, communicate clearly, and watch as doors open, relationships strengthen, and your influence expands. This isn't the end, it's your new beginning. And if this audiobook has inspired you, I'd love for you to like this video, subscribe for more powerful audiobooks, and share it with someone who needs to hear this message today. Together we can help more voices rise with clarity and confidence.